Hello and welcome to this new lesson, which is intended for students of grade 12. In today's lesson, we're going to make a comprehensive revision of Unit 7, in which we're going to revise vocabulary, grammar, language functions, and set book questions. But first, we'll take a short break, and then we'll be right back. So stay with us. Welcome back, dear students. In this lesson, we're going to revise active words, grammar, language functions, and set book questions from Unit 7, Module 3. Okay? So, Module 3 is entitled Lifestyles, and Unit 7 is called Long Lives. Okay? Now, let's start with vocabulary, and the first exercise is a multiple choice exercise. So, from A, B, C, and D, choose the correct answer. And here is the first sentence. Let's read it together. You shouldn't drive after taking these pills because they can make you, and then you need one of these words to complete the meaning of the sentence. The first word is onerous, which means difficult and hard, something that needs a lot of effort. Shallow, which means not deep. Supple, which means flexible, something that can bend easily. And last word is drowsy, which means sleepy. So which word from this list can best complete the meaning of the sentence? You shouldn't drive after taking these tablets because they can make you, well, drowsy. Okay? And drowsiness is one of the side effects of taking certain medicine. Okay, next sentence. The clinic specializes in medicine. Only elderly patients are hospitalized. Here is the list of words, which reads geriatric, restful, fatal, and vigorous. So take your time, try to see the meaning of each word, and try to match it with the sentence and see if it works or not. For example, the word geriatric, which means something related to old people. Restful, calming and relaxing. Fatal means causing death. And vigorous means strong, energetic, and full of action, or someone who's active. Okay? So the clinic specializes in medicine. Now, up to here, you might be at a loss. But if you read the second sentence, then it will give you some context, it will give you some clues and some help to what is the needed word. Only elderly patients are hospitalized. Now, notice that elderly patients here is in one way or another referring you back to the word geriatric. And geriatric is the adjective that is that should be used here to complete this sentence. And the whole sentence reads, the clinic specializes in geriatric medicine. Only elderly patients are hospitalized. Right. Sentence number 3, they, space, praise for all their hard work. Okay. And the list of words are, the list of words is cycle, deserve, do without, and honor. So here we have a team member who are working really hard, and they merit, or they are worthy of praise and appreciation and admiration. So the word here that means merit and praise and worthy is the word deserve. They deserve praise for all their hard work. Sentence number 4. There are 2 restaurants in close blizzard, which means snowstorm. It is a terrible snowstorm. Expectation, which means hope. Vicinity means near, in the neighborhood. And the word ailment, which means an illness. So there are 2 restaurants in close what? The word close here can give you also a hint to what is the coming word, or the word that is missing from the context of the sentence. There are 2 restaurants in close vicinity. Okay, which means there are 2 restaurants which are very near each other in the neighborhood. Okay, next question. Many spiders spin special webs to themselves from danger. Okay, so the list of words starts with bestow, which means to present or to give, conceal or to hide, do up, which means to fasten or to tie, and do away with, which means to get rid of. So use one of these words, and here is the list so that you can pick out one word from it to complete the sentence. Bestow, conceal, do up, and do away with. Okay? I'll give you some time to think. I don't think this is so hard for you. And the whole sentence reads, many spiders spin special webs to hide themselves or to conceal themselves from danger. Okay, next sentence. Children are taught to show towards their elders dispute, excuse, reverence, and life expectancy. Here is the list. Dispute, excuse, reverence, and life expectancy. Children are taught to show what towards their elders? We know that in Islam, children are taught to show respect and also admiration and sympathy towards their elders. Now you're going to look for a word which means respect, and that is the word reverence. Children are taught to show reverence and respect towards their elders. Second type of exercise is a gap-filling exercise, so fill in the blanks with the right words. And here is the first list. Honor, frequently, which means repeatedly, done again and again. Centenarian, someone who's 100 years old or more. Integral, which means important, essential. Onerous, which means hard. And cardiovascular, it is an adjective which means something related to the heart and to the blood vessels. Okay? And the first sentence reads, we should love and our parents. Now, love is a verb and is a coordinator, so we need a verb from the list, and the only verb from the list is the word honor. We should love and honor our parents. Next sentence, smoking heavily leads to many fatal diseases. So smoking is very strongly linked to a certain disease, and this disease affects the heart and the respiratory system as well as the blood vessels. So the word to pick up from this list is the word cardiovascular. And the whole sentence reads, smoking heavily leads to many fatal cardiovascular diseases. Next sentence, when Jack agreed to help his father cut the grass, he did not realize the chore would be so what? You need an adjective in here, and you have three adjectives to choose from, and we excluded one, which is cardiovascular. So what is the best answer here? It is the word onerous. When Jack agreed to help his father cut the grass, he did not realize the chore would be so onerous. He thought it's going to be an easy task, something that he will do very, very easily. But it turned out to be something very onerous and difficult. My brother is a vigorous young man. Vigorous is another word that you should learn. It is one of the active vocabulary, and it means strong and active and full of energy. So my brother is a vigorous young man. He, space, goes to the gym. So we need an adverb, and the only adverb in the list is the word frequently, which means repeatedly, done again and again. He goes to the gym on a very regular basis. Right? And next sentence reads, vegetables are an part of our diet. We all know that vegetables are rich in vitamins, and we need them in our diet to make it balanced. So vegetables are so essential. They are an integral part of our nutrition. Okay, we move to the second part of our revision, which is grammar. And in Unit 7, you focus on changing sentences from the direct speech into indirect speech, also called reported speech. Okay, So here is the first exercise. I want you to do as shown between brackets. And the first sentence reads, when will you finish the work? Dad asked the plumber. And between brackets, it says reported speech. You're going to change this sentence into the indirect speech. And I'll give you some time to think before I show you the answer. Okay, so the answer is as follows. Dad asked the plumber when he would finish the work. Now, when we change from direct speech into indirect speech, there are certain things that we should change. The first thing is to omit the quotation marks, and the second one, we need to use a reporting phrase where you mention the listener and the speaker. For example, you say, my father told me. Okay, so this is the reporting phrase. He told you something, and then the pronouns should change, the time expressions change, also the adverbials of place change, as well as the tense. Okay, so here let's go through this one step at a time. Dad asked the plumber, this is the reporting phrase, and then we omit the inverted commas, and we use the WH question word, when, and then this is not a direct question, this is an indirect question. And what is special about indirect questions is that the word order is the same as a normal sentence. So we are going to start with the subject, and here the subject he, when he, and then we change the tense. Instead of will finish, we move back one step back in time, and instead of using will finish, we use would finish the work. Notice that at the end we don't finish this sentence with a question mark, but rather with a full stop, because it is an indirect question. And the whole sentence reads, Dad asked the plumber when he would finish the work. Okay? Another sentence, open your books to page 10. The teacher told his students. Reported speech. Notice that in this sentence, we have an imperative sentence. It is not similar to the first one where you have a WH question. This one is an imperative. It is an order, and we understand that it's an order because we have a verb in the beginning of the sentence. And to change it into reported speech, we say the teacher told his students to open their books to page 10. So the teacher told his students is the reporting phrase, and then we use the infinitive instead of the bare form of the, or the base form of the verb. So instead of saying open, we say to open their books to page 10. Don't drive fast, my father said. Now this sentence is also an imperative sentence, but it is in the negative form. Don't drive fast. Okay? Now to report this, we say my father ordered me not to drive fast. Okay, so my father ordered me is the reporting phrase, and then we have not to drive. This is another question, okay? But it is different from the question that we started with in the sense that this is a yes-no question, which means that the answer to such question is going to be either yes or no. Let's read it. Have you read the Harry Potter books? The answer could be yes, I've read it, or I've read them, or no, I haven't read them. So because it is a yes-no question, then it is reported as so. The teacher asked me, and then we use if or whether. And then, instead of the present perfect, we use the past perfect, and that's the whole answer. Next sentence, she asked me if I had got the time. Have you noticed something? This sentence is already in the reported speech. And what is given here between brackets is direct speech. You need to change the sentence from reported speech into direct speech. So she asked me if I had got the time. What are we going to start with? You'll start with inverted commas, and then you write the question. Have you got the time? Notice that in the reported sentence we have past perfect, and we should start with the sentence with the present perfect. Have you got the time? She asked. So, first of all, you open the inverted comma and then have you got. Notice the shift or the inversion between the auxiliary and the subject. Have you, because this is a direct question. And then you have the question mark to finish this interrogative sentence. And finally, you close the inverted commas. Here is another sentence for you to practice. Badr asked whether Umar wanted to go swimming with him the following day. I'll give you some time to think about the answer. Okay? Remember the different steps we go through. You open the quotation marks, and then you start you start the sentence. Okay? Here is the answer. Do you want to go swimming with me tomorrow? Badr asked. Why I started with the auxiliary do? It's because this is a yes-no question, and I understood that because I have the word whether, and then I use the present sentence, the present tense, because in the first sentence I have wanted, which is past, and when we move to direct speech, we move from past into present. So, do you want to go swimming with me tomorrow is the correct answer for that sentence. Now, from A, B, C, and D, choose the correct answer. I asked him, he remembered his wedding day. So, are we going to use what, which, who, or if? Okay, I'll give you some time to think. Notice that this is a yes-no question, and therefore, if is the right option. I asked him if he remembered his wedding day. Next sentence, I asked him where he had traveled. Do we use the following year, the previous year, last year, or next year? Notice here that this is a reported sentence. Okay, so the best answer is, come on, make a guess. Very good, the previous year. Okay. I asked him, sent him a postcard. Notice that the space here needs a word which is going to be the subject of the sentence. So that cannot be the subject, if cannot be a subject, and whether is also a wrong answer. And the best word to complete this sentence is who. I asked him who sent him a postcard. So choose the correct answer, and now we're going to talk about correlative conjunctions, or coordinating conjunctions, sorry, both and, either or neither nor. So this martial artist mixes, space, boxing and judo. Mixes neither boxing and judo, either, both, or nor. So it's going to be both, because we have the word and, both kickboxing and judo. Okay? He is both outspoken, self-confident, or, and, nor, or no. He is both outspoken and self-confident. So here I am joining two adjectives. And next sentence, she's both experienced and encourage, courage, courageously, or courageous. Now notice that experienced is an adjective and is coordinating conjunction. I need an adjective, and the adjective from this list is courageous. Now let's move to language functions. What would you say in the following situations? The first situation reads, your sister says she can't retain, she can't remember a thing from what she is studying. Okay, we can fulfill such a situation by saying, I think you need to consider eating well and getting enough sleep. Another possible answer, you'd better focus more while studying. Or you can say, switch off your mobile while studying and everything will be all right. Here is another situation. You heard your young brother talking rudely to your old neighbor. So there are so many functions that you can use, such as advice, complaint, blame, obligation, disapproval, or dislike. And here is one possible answer, I wish you would stop behaving in such a rude attitude. Okay, there are so many other ways of expressing such a situation. An old man sitting alone in the park tells you that young people these days are ungrateful, they are unthankful, they are rude in one way or another. So to answer this, you can say, I don't think so. This is disagreement. I don't think so. Many young people are helpful and they appreciate the wisdom of old people. You can also say, I don't entirely agree with you. Or, I don't like generalizing my judgment of people, but I see some truth in what you've just said. Here is another situation. You met a healthy old man doing some stretching exercises in the park. You can express approval, asking for recommendation, or asking for advice. Hi, your stretching routine sounds great. Keep up the good work, dude. You can also say, I wish my grandfather could be as active as you are. Or, this is amazing. May you show me how to do some of these moves? You spotted an elderly woman struggling with 2 shopping bags. So you're going to offer help. Let me help you with these bags. Or, would you like me to help you with those bags? Or, please, let me help you carry these bags. They look really heavy to be carried by one person. Or, do you mind if I help you by carrying some of these bags to your door? Or you can even say, can I give you a hand? A friend finds it odd why some old people continue reading books. You can say, there is nothing odd about the matter. I think we all know that reading helps the old stay mentally supple. You overheard an old tourist asking a young man why it's rare to find geriatric homes in Kuwait, and you interfere to explain. You can give an explanation or give reason by saying, this is because Islam teaches children to honor their parents. You notice your young brother's shoelaces loose. So what would you say to him? Let me do up your shoelaces, young brother. Or, do your shoelaces up before you trip over. Or you can say, your shoelaces are undone. Be careful not to step on them and trip. A friend tells you that even though he sleeps a lot, he wakes up tired and drowsy. You can say, sleep quality is as important as how much sleep you have. I advise you to sleep in a restful place. Or, you should consider sleeping deeply and soundly, and you will wake up active and energetic. Or you can say, shallow and fitful sleep doesn't allow the body and the brain to rest entirely. That's why you wake up feeling tired. Now let's move on to set book questions. What are the health benefits of staying active? Well, staying active will help you to keep your muscles supple and flexible. Staying active will improve your cardiovascular fitness. Next question, how is it possible for the elderly to stay active both physically and mentally? Well, by doing half an hour of vigorous stretching in the morning, the elderly stay active. Or you can say, by solving crossword puzzles or playing strategy games such as chess or checkers, the elderly remain mentally supple. How can the youth show gratitude and respect to the elderly? The youth can show gratitude and respect to the elderly by just being there to help them perform simple tasks. Simple tasks such as standing when an old person enters the room. So young people should stand up when an elderly person enters the room. Also, playing games with an elderly is one way of showing them respect. Why is it important that we get enough sleep? So getting enough sleep is essential, is important for young people's health and well-being. It is the key of staying active all day. And sleep helps the brain retain new information and remember that information later on. How can you get a good night's sleep? Well, you should avoid drinking coffee or tea before bedtime because it contains caffeine and that is a stimulant. Also, you should choose to sleep in a quiet and comfortable and restful place. Now we move to the last part, which is literature time, and we have two questions. Let's proceed with the first question. In some countries, orphans were sometimes mistreated. How? So you can say that they were forced to work at an early age, or they were left homeless. They were deprived of a good education. They were treated harshly and roughly. Or you can say that they were taken advantage of. Next question reads, how could you recognize a runaway convict? And the answer, a person could be thought of as a runaway convict if he is concealing or hiding a weapon, or if he looks suspicious to me, or if he is wearing prison clothes, or if you notice that he is or she is handcuffed or chained, or if he is hiding in an unusual, such as a dark alley or a dark place. Okay, so dear viewers, dear students, thank you very much for your attention. This lesson has come to an end, and I hope it was very helpful to you. So, dear students, until we meet again, take good care of yourselves and goodbye for now.